The Disney princesses have increased massively over the years, but did you know there are technically only 13? That's right, a lot of your Disney princesses are not really a Disney princess. There's actually a big list of things that Disney princesses must qualify to be one. They must be a main or supporting character in their film, the film must also be animated, and they must be human-like, so someone like Ariel counts because she has human-like qualities, but there's no Maid Marian, and that kinda sucks. They must be born of royal blood or get married to someone of royal blood, so Tiana counts because she marries a prince, but Meg doesn't count because she marries a god. I'm not seeing the downside to that.
Super penis.
They must also be introduced in their first film, not be a fairy or villain, that makes sense, and this is quite important, they must not have their own successful franchise. That's right, any Frozen fans of Anna and Elsa, they do not count because they were successful enough to warrant their own franchise. So while characters like Mulan and Jasmine did get sequels and franchises, they were straight to DVD and aren't even considered canon. So now we've got that all out of the way, let's start by ranking the Disney princesses from worst to best. This list is completely my opinion, and I am ranking them on impact they had, their overall personality, and their importance on their own story. Let's start at number 13, Princess Aurora. I'm gonna be honest, I don't think I've ever really seen Sleeping Beauty. From what I remember, Aurora is pretty basic. I mean, she's called Sleeping Beauty for a reason. If you're spending a chunk of your movie asleep, then we can't expect her to be ranked that high. She needs to be saved by Prince Philip, who also isn't the most interesting character. While she served great for her time by today's standards, Aurora just isn't much compared to these others.
Oh dear. Why do they still treat me like a child?
Number 12, Princess Jasmine. Please do not come at me in the comments, and for the record, I didn't realize Jasmine would be this low because when I was a kid, Jasmine was a big part of my life, if you kinda know what I mean. Everyone has a Disney princess that made every boy look at girls a little bit differently, and Jasmine is definitely that for me. But considering how she comes from the movie Aladdin, the story really isn't about her. She serves as a great love interest for Aladdin, but usually must end up being saved by Aladdin most of the time. She does get some marks because she sucks it up and kisses Jafar, and that's no easy task. Number 11, Princess Ariel. While The Little Mermaid is a classic in its own right, and the film is awesome, I've gotta be honest, Ariel's an idiot. Like, really, Ariel? Trust the creepy octopus lady? You couldn't just write Eric a note saying who you are? Well, I think it's great that she wants to fall in love with a human and be with Eric. Girl, calm down. You met him once, and Sebastian didn't sing a banging tune about being under the sea for no reason. Ariel, maybe just chill a little bit and realize you've got it pretty good down under the water.
Don't see how a world that makes such wonderful things could be bad.
Number 10, Princess Moana. Coming back to it, I actually don't think that Moana should count as a princess after Moana 2, but for now, she technically does. Although she's pretty much a demigod at this point, while I'm not a huge fan of her films, I can't deny her awesomeness. She's awesome on the ocean, she's funny, she fights for her family and her tribe, she also has some amazing songs, and I can't deny her being one of the most iconic Disney princesses. But for me, she borrows too much from others. She is a carbon copy of the quirky Disney female princess that started with Rapunzel, and she isn't as badass as, say, Mulan. So for now, she takes the number 10 spot.
Maui, demigod of the wind and sea, I am Moana of Motunui.
Number 9, Princess Cinderella. I don't think there's not a lot of Disney princesses that are as iconic as Cinderella. The glass slipper, the pumpkin carriage, and being home by midnight. She definitely wasn't from the UK then.
I'll tell you what I want, what I really, really want.
But Cinderella for me is one of the best alterations of someone who dreams for a better life for herself. She dreams and her dreams come true. It's pretty simple and I like that.
By royal command, every eligible maiden is to attend.
Number 8, Princess Raya. This may come as a shock, but I actually really like Raya the Last Dragon and her character, and while her film isn't perfect, her character is awesome. Disney don't tend to do full-blown action very often, let alone martial art movies, and Princess Raya has that in spades. I think I'd be afraid of putting her any lower because she'd kick my ass. She's cool, she's smart, and until you think you can best her in combat, she's sitting at number 8.
Did you just hit me with a shrimp tail?
Number 7, Princess Pocahontas. My girlfriend actually introduced me to this film and wow was I impressed. While I know that this story is really not a faithful adaptation of the real life person, I mean that's an understatement. From a story perspective, I love a character who chooses peace over war. Her gentle and intelligent nature make her an awesome character. She is the lead in her own movie, and she has some of the best songs in her arsenal. Also, she is the one of few characters who doesn't end up with her love interest in the end. It really makes her and her story stand out. A bittersweet character who definitely deserves this spot.
But lately, I've been having this dream, and I think it's...
Oh, a dream. Let's hear all about it.
Number 6, Princess Merida. Yep, alright. Come at me in the comments. While Brave isn't the best movie, like Raya, Merida is a badass, and she comes from someone kinda close to home. Merida is also the only princess to come from a Pixar movie, and that makes her stand out even more. She has a bow and arrow, a sick accent, and doesn't get enough credit for being the best part of her movie. If you can stand out in a bad movie, then you deserve all the credit.
I am Merida, firstborn descendant of Clan Dunbrog, and I'll be shooting for my own hand.
Hey guys, if you've made it this far into the video, why not consider subscribing if you haven't already? I do reviews on all things animation, whether that's reviews, rankings, and discussion videos. Also, join the Discord group to chat more. Anyway, back to the video. Number 5, Princess Belle. Belle is the girl that every person should want to be with. She's probably the only Disney princess on this list to be considered intellectual, I guess. Her passion for books really makes her stand out, especially at the time as every princess was dreaming of love. Belle's story with Beast is truly wonderful and is the one where the relationship is the story. You fall in love with her just as much as Beast does, and it shows that beauty isn't always based on looks. Although it's easy to say that when she looks as gorgeous as she is, but you know, we'll move on from that.
Tom, may I have my book, please?
How can you read this? There's no pictures.
Well, some people use their imagination.
Number 4, Princess Rapunzel. Never thought I'd see the day a modern princess would be this high up. But come on, Rapunzel was the first of the modern princesses, and while the quirky, weird, and dorky princess has been done to death at this point, she was the first and should be given credit. She's funny, she dreams, she's awesome, her songs are brilliant, she falls in love. Although, falling for a guy who is massively older than her, as let's just remind ourselves that she had just turned 18, it is a little odd. But like most Disney movies, let's ignore those odd little things. Rapunzel is great, that's it.
Something brought you here, Flynn Rider. Call it what you will, fate, destiny.
A horse.
Number 3, Princess Snow White. While her live-action remake has definitely come under some fire recently, I think we were all reminded why the original Snow White is so beloved. Her soft and caring nature, even to this day, makes for some of the most refreshing moments in Disney history. She wasn't dreaming of anything. She was just a good person, and sometimes that's all you need. She showed us that you can have fun if you're whistling while you work, and that being kind and caring is a great quality to have. Snow White is a really simple princess with a really simple story, and you can't help but fall in love with her. Thanks to Snow White, we got some of the greatest films ever created, and it all started with this very wonderful princess.
I said, how do you do?
How do you do what?
Number 2, Princess Mulan. Mulan was the first Disney princess to take to the action. Forced to go to war to save her father, she defies all odds not for a man or because she wants to prove herself, but for family. Mulan's personality bursts on screen, and it becomes one of the most interesting female protagonists in cinema. Mulan is one of the most complex characters, showing us she has strengths and weaknesses as a woman. She doesn't beat everyone by being a man or by being a woman, but by being herself. She changed Disney history forever with her story by defying the odds and saving China in the process.
With all due respect, Your Excellency, I think I've been away from home long enough.
Then, take this, so your family will know what you have done for me.
And finally, at number 1, we have Princess Tiana. I can't think of anyone more deserving than the number 1 spot than Tiana. She just did everything right. Being the first and only black princess to date, during the 1920s era, she truly stands out for the best reasons. She tells us it's okay to dream, but with very wise words from her father, she understands the value of hard work. Tiana and her story tells a truly groundbreaking story of what it is like to be a black woman during the 1920s without being too much in your face. For a Disney movie, her character shows truly mature moments for a Disney film. She was also the last Disney princess to be taken from the 2D drawn animation era, which is something a lot of fans want to see again. Tiana broke the rules of what it means to be a woman, a princess, and a character when it comes to being a Disney princess. And so for me, she easily has the top spot for the best Disney princess ever.
That made you
A princess. You just kissed yourself a princess.
And I'm about to do it again.
So that was my ranking of the official 13 Disney princesses. Let me know in the comment section what are some of your favorite Disney princesses, and what are some of your favorites of the non-Disney princesses. Like I said, there are so many. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe to the channel for more great videos just like this one. Make sure to follow me over on Instagram and TikTok, and join the Discord group where you can chat with me more personal on there. But thank you so much for watching me, guys, and I will see you all in the next one.